Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of General Geekery. I am Brian, and with me, as always, is JD.
Hello.
And we have a special guest with us today, uh, James Parrish. Am I seeing
Hey
that right?
guys.
How you doing?
Yep, doing well. Thanks for having me on.
Absolutely. So, if we don't expect any of our regular visitors to recognize James, what James is doing is he has a Kickstarter for a comic book. And uh, this information got passed on to me by one of my coworkers because James, like myself, is a paramedic. I, for anybody that's watching, they know that I've been a paramedic. This is my 25th year as a paramedic.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and I am also a community paramedic, and
Mm,
that's what I do right now. So I'm a single responder. I am on a mobile crisis response team for mental health.
okay.
So that is actually my focus, and that sounds like it's kind of the focus of your comic book. So one of my coworkers, who's been a paramedic longer than I have been, sent this to me. He's like, "You should take a look at this." And I'm like, "Hey, you know what? This is pretty cool. We can get this guy on our podcast and get him some free publicity." So, James, tell us about what you're doing.
Uh, First off, I want to say such a cool surprise that uh, your friend is a medic and that you're a medic, and I've 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 heard of the concept, but I've never spoken to someone that's a community paramedic that does single response. So really cool that you do that, and I just want to say thanks. Um, so so you just want to you're asking about the comic right now, or about me, or just go crazy? Do you want me to go crazy here?
All of it, dude. Just,
Yeah,
talk,
yeah, sure.
talk about the comic, talk about what inspired you to start it, and how
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
like, you know what? I got to get, like, was it one of those where it's like, I got this story in me, I've got to get it out there?
yeah. So, I've always liked telling stories ever since I was a little kid, and even before I worked in emergency medicine, I had a visual for a single scene from my comic series, which is called Detonator. That came from an the desire to want to help a friend that was struggling with some mental health issues and not really know how to help them when they were isolating themselves. And I had this like image of a character just rolling up to his friend's house, and because he wouldn't leave, blowing up his house so that he wouldn't be able to hide in his house anymore. And that's where the initial idea for Detonator spawned from. But my time in emergency medicine has informed it further, and it's also evolved the story. Um, so, like, the story itself isn't about emergency medicine, but my experiences have definitely informed and like enriched the plot. The basic idea for Detonator is that it asks the question like, how far would you go to help someone that you love who's struggling with mental illness? And just like in the scene I mentioned, Kaz would go as far as to blow up his friend's house because it seems extreme, but for reasons you discover later, he'll do anything to help his friend. And it's slightly a more measured response because his friend is a super strong superhero who can fly to the moon and back. So when he has all of this power and he won't even leave his room, and every rational attempt to help him fails, his friend just says, if you're gonna hide in your room, I'm gonna blow it up and force you to get better. And he becomes a supervillain in a really desperate and reckless attempt to rehabilitate his friend. Um, and the story uh, asks the question: why would someone become basically a domestic terrorist in order to help a loved one? And what are the consequences of doing something so deranged and reckless?
I
And
like the idea of a
mhm.
story that explores something like that.
Yeah, I
Because,
nothing even remotely close to that existing that I'm aware of.
yeah, I was going to say, that's certainly a story concept that I've never heard of.
Thank
So,
you.
um, that's, So, how long have you been a paramedic for, and how long is this has this story played into um your narrative?
So I was an EMT for FDNY for 5 years, and I've been a paramedic for 3 years. And I love the job. I liked being an EMT, but as every medic knows, it's so much more fulfilling to be a paramedic because as an EMT, you're basically like life support. Like I often you can't really you can help people who are really critical and stop them from getting worse, but you don't have a lot of interventions that help people get significantly better. Whereas a paramedic, when you have access to invasive procedures like IVs and medication and intubation, you can see people get better in real time
Yeah.
based on the things that you choose to do. So it's super fulfilling. I freaking love it. Um, but to answer your question about how long the story's been kind of brewing, I had that scene in my head. That scene first came into my head like 10 years ago, and I came up with a general idea of what I wanted to do just as I was becoming an EMT. And I reached out to a friend of mine who's an artist, and she put me in contact with a few people that work in the industry. And I met my friend and collaborator, Carlos Enzamudio. And from there, I made an outline, and I been slowly hammering away at it now for the last. I finished writing it like 2 years ago, so it was with me for the better half of a decade.
That's cool. And you
Yeah.
found a way to make it happen just so you could, because I'm gonna guess the story or the whole image was gnawing away at you. You're like, I gotta get this out there, or I'm gonna go crazy. Um,
Yes. Yeah. Absolutely.
that's cool.
I'll say like a lot of the time, me and a few friends, we'd hang out and we'd like throw story ideas back and forth. Whether it's like reading a comic and saying, "Oh man, would this be a sick Batman story?" Or I have my own pitch, and I just got we would do it so often, and I channeled some negative energy here where I just I started to get mad at myself for just talking about these stories and not getting anything done. And I just one day I said, I'm going to hate myself if I am still doing this, if I'm sitting in a bar and talking about stories without having done anything. So I'm going to just commission a single issue of Detonator and see what happens. And here I am with an entire series now.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
So what made you choose this particular medium to tell that story?
I freaking love comics. It's as simple as that. I mean, also, I probably can't afford a lot of pyrotechnics and houses to blow up. It's a slight budgetary constraint that I have. But
And
yeah,
I'm
no.
gonna guess that
Mhm.
the idea of writing a novel like prose probably it doesn't sound like it would have scratched the itch to see this in a visual medium because you've it sounds like you've had that picture in your head for a long time and writing it out in words might not have fulfilled that.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. And I love reading novels and nonfiction just as much as I love comics, but it just wouldn't hit as hard. This is like a very kinetic, fast-paced, literally pun not intended, explosive story. And so yeah, certain stories are for certain mediums. This one's for comics, and I just it's probably my favorite medium ever. It's just the best.
Excellent. So how long have you been into comic books then?
Well, I've been alive for. No, I'm kidding. I've been a fan ever since I was a kid. I had like some dips in and out where when I was a kid, I had a dinosaur phase, and I took the dinosaur to Godzilla pipeline, as a lot of people do, I imagine. And my
That's
father
my
gave me.
son. My son with
Yeah,
kaiju's, monsters, dinosaurs, all that shit. He
right
loves all
on.
of it. Um,
Damn straight. The tradition lives.
yeah,
um,
he's gotten me more into monsters than I ever used to be. So like Godzilla, even I'm a fan. I've got dude, Shin Godzilla is my favorite Godzilla movie. Damn
It was
it.
awesome. It's so haunting and beautiful. at the same time.
It's one of those where in my entire life I never would have watched it, but my son turns me on to this stuff, and I'm like, all right, sweet, let's do this. Uh,
Nice. Excellent. Your son has excellent taste.
um, he would definitely agree with you, and he would tell me so. So,
but
um,
but yeah. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. You can go ahead.
no, no, go for it. No, I'm sorry.
Oh, I was just gonna say, like, my father brought home a Godzilla comic for me one day, and I forgot what it may have been a Dark Horse one. I think it was a Dark Horse Godzilla comic that was black and white, and that's first got me into it. And then once again, you had the Ultimate Spider-Man, you had the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man to Ultimate Comics pipeline. But I think my final, the comics that got me to stay, or when I was in college, I went to John Jay College in New York, a CUNY school, and our college bookstore had Batman R.I.P. by Grant Morrison on display. And I
Oh,
was like, well, I came here to get my like syllabus books, but Batman is sick.
No.
And Batman R.I.P. and pretty much everything Rick Remender wrote during Marvel Now and Saga. There was like a whirlwind. Those were the books that got me hooked for life.
Did you read Fables at all? I read
I
Fables
did.
a long time ago, and it grabbed me. And I was reading that for about 5 years straight. I'm like, wow, this is sickening. This is
That
awesome.
was one of the first I got into when I got back into the comics. Who's your favorite character in the book?
Uh, it was I always liked the really animalistic characters because
Mm,
that story gave visual to that where a lot of times you see like movies that are based or inspired by fairy tales and they're always humans. And
yeah.
sometimes I like to see some of the more fantastical fairy tale stuff brought to the forefront. And we definitely got to see a lot of that in there.
Oh yeah.
Um, there was yeah, they, a friend of mine who was a big nerd and read at the time he read comic books from any publisher. Like he
Hmm.
had a subscription at his comic shop, and he would bring home a stack of comics, like floppy comics, no
Yeah.
graphic novels that was like this big every like 2 weeks, and like
Dang.
he read everything.
Does he have like a
So
warehouse somewhere? Like that's
um,
crazy.
he had an entire basement that was nothing but comic books, and then there was a fraction of it where he had this giant television and the
Hmm.
couch for watching movies on, and then everywhere you looked otherwise there was just comic books and posters of comic art
I love
everywhere.
it. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
so he got me started on a bunch of stuff, but I remember Fables straight out of the gate. It's been so many years since I've read one that a
Hmm.
lot of the specifics have um I remember
Yeah.
watching Once Upon a Time on ABC for a couple seasons, hoping that it could scratch the same itch, but it wasn't nearly as
It's
cool as Fables, so I gave up
yeah.
after like 2 seasons.
Totally agree.
Um yeah, that was good stuff. So I never read Saga, but I heard good things about it.
Brian K.
So
Vaughan's awesome.
are you
um,
currently
hey,
like
Brian,
do you currently read comics that what's that?
the Brian K. Vaughan is definitely one of my favorites. I'm trying to
That
think.
name is familiar. Is he the guy that did Why the Last Man?
Yeah, yeah. Why the
Ah,
Last
okay. That's why I
Man,
know that
Pride of
name.
Baghdad,
I
Saga, Runaways, and I just got a new book by him. I haven't finished it yet, but it's called Spectators, and that's a lot of fun so far.
Runaways was fantastic. I loved Why the Last Man. I have a full set of that, full run of that.
Me too. So good.
Yeah,
um
it's fantastic.
I did read Why the Last Man all those years ago.
Hmm.
Totally intrigued by it. Remember seeing the news about the TV series being announced. I never watched it because they canceled it after one season, but
Yeah.
Brian and his wife watched it and they just did and they started watching
Uh,
it despite it being canceled after one season, but
It was not good,
it turns
unfortunately.
out
that
they just didn't
sucks.
like the show.
Yeah.
So, did you watch the show?
No, no, no. But I think you just asked when you guys kind of got like crossed for a second. But were you asking if I've been reading anything lately? Because I definitely have.
I think so. Sorry, I tend to jumble my words and then I go off on a tangent. Sorry.
No, no, please, it's fine. I definitely have. Are you guys keeping up with stuff lately? Because
I
I
am.
don't have a local comic shop anymore. I
Yeah.
used to, but the closest one I had
Mhm.
closed, and now I've got to drive so far out of the way to get to a comic shop. It just there isn't anything I need to read that I'm that devoted to that I don't need to. And maybe I'll pick up a graphic novel down the
Mm,
road someday, but
okay.
unfortunately, all the any presence of local comic sellers or even local bookstores that carry comic books, not
Mm.
anymore.
And having lived in New York and being a Brian K. Vaughan fan, did you ever read Ex Machina?
Yes, yes, I did.
That
Yes,
was
I
one of
did.
my favorites.
Yeah, yeah. It got dark.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I, I
that's one of my all-time favorites by him.
I'll read anything by Brian K. Vaughan. He's definitely one of my favorite writers. Huge inspiration.
Awesome. So yeah, what are you reading now then?
Uh, this is like we're like in a new golden age for comics. I think this is literally like the best time for comics since I've ever started reading. Um, there's so many good indie books and DC books. I wish there were more good Marvel books. There are a couple, but I would say just like everyone else, the absolute. I love the absolute line, especially like Absolute Wonder Woman, Absolute Batman, and Absolute Martian Manhunter. Those books, not only are they like really entertaining, but they have so much heart, and they also have a lot to say, and they stick the landing on every single account there. So those are great. I'm really enjoying Rick Remender's Sacrificers book. Martin Morazzo and Max H.W. Maxwell Prince's Ice Cream Man, who I got the artist for that series, Martin Morazzo, to do a cover for Detonator. Super
Nice.
crazy.
Nice.
Um, yeah, I'm reading so many books. Dark Patterns, the Batman book just finished. That's fucking so good. Um, Captain America by Chip Zdarsky. I could go on. The whole podcast will just be me nerding out about
That's,
indie
that's why
books.
we're here.
Dude, yeah, I was gonna say you're on a podcast called General Geekery. We like to go off on tangents about really nerdy things. We did an episode the other last week that was anybody who listened to it probably thought that we were because we were so scatterbrained. It was all stream of consciousness. So
Yeah,
go
yeah.
talk away.
This
Go
is a
for it.
safe
Just
space. Okay.
yeah, absolutely.
Excellent. Yeah, I'd say that's what I'm reading. I'm sure that in the middle of a conversation we have later, I'm like, oh, and I'm reading this. Um,
Right. Yeah, and yeah, that's
Yeah, if
perfectly
you can
okay.
remember something later, go for it. Just bring it up because the human mind works in strange ways. So
Absolutely.
yeah.
And so you've got the Kickstarter going. So tell us about the funding for the Kickstarter. So what is backing look like? And it's funded. So congratulations on that.
Thank you. Yeah.
Everybody watching, you don't have to worry about it. Is it going to fund or not? It's funded.
Hmm.
Uh, Unfortunately, we kind of got in on this on the tail end of this. We like to do this at the beginning of the
Hmm.
Kickstarter, but I didn't find out about it until like day before yesterday. So there's only
Right.
3 days left on the Kickstarter. But
Yep.
tell us a little bit about it, the different levels and what's available.
Yeah, sure. Okay, so first things first, just to give you guys like a frame of reference, Detonator is a 6 issue story. With the each issue is about anywhere from like 21 to like 25 pages. One of the pluses of being a creator-owned book is that we can dictate the length of the issues. And speaking of which, issue 6 is actually even larger at 33 or 34 pages, depending on. I have to double check because Carlos added we added a few extra pages at the end there. So it's a complete series, tells the entire story from beginning, middle to end. This is the first and only Detonator story there's going to be. Um, unless a movie gets made and then they want to like and I want to get like a pool or something. No, I'm joking, but
Yeah, right?
um,
Like, are we going to see this on Netflix in a couple of years?
I hope that'd be great. Um, I would love to just have it lead to being able to make comic writing a second full time job. That's like I want to be a medic forever and a comic writer forever. But let me answer your question. Yeah, so there are 6 issues. In addition to you can get the 6 issues in PDF form or physical form. I'll mail them anywhere in the world as long as you have a post office. And additionally, we have variant covers for the first issue, and the variant covers include art from pretty cool people. Like we have Juan Gedeon, who did an arc of Donny Cates' Venom, and his art looks so dang good on this cover. It's so impressive. It looks almost like a '90s rap album cover. I love it. And then you have my friend Nubovich, who he's a comic artist and a fashion artist, and his initial indie work really caught my eye. And uh, while I was talking to him, he started working with DC, so he's doing variant covers on like Poison Ivy and Catwoman, and then also their new major event book, DCKO, which is a lot of fun. Really, it's just like the event equivalent of people smashing action figures together in the best way. Um, and then I have a variant cover by Martin Morazzo, who I mentioned earlier, who does the art on one of my favorite indie horror books, Ice Cream Man. And then the wife of my collaborator, Carlos A.C. Zamudio, she's also an artist who works with Cullen Bunn on a lot of his projects. I
I
freaking love
know that
Cullen Bunn.
name. Okay.
Cullen's amazing. His Harrow County is one of my favorite books, and he's actually been kind of a mentor for me, and I really like him a lot. He's great. Um, and then my friend and regular collaborator, Douglas De La Hoz, who colored issues 2 and 3 of this book, did and has worked on Rick and Morty for their backgrounds in season 4.
Nice.
Also did the cover. So a lot of fun variants. And
Sweet.
then additionally, we got a trade paperback and a hardcover, and we also have merch. We have T-shirts, and the T-shirts have another design by Nubovich, and I freaking love it so much that we're also going to make it the cover for the hardcover because it's just so impressive. I have two T-shirts by him because it comes in black with orange font, or white with black font, and then because I'm a massive nerd and I love Dungeons and Dragons, I also have a Detonator D20 that you can get
Oh,
as
fuck
well.
yeah. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
my my
Um,
friend my friend Sam at Raven and Riddle made that, by the way.
that's fucking cool. Uh,
Thank you.
some merch that you might consider if you haven't already. If there's stickers of like the logo or like one of the characters,
Hmm.
uh, if uh, if that was something that you would consider, I'd probably want a set of those for my laptop. My
Oh,
laptop is covered in stickers. There's still room. There's
yeah,
empty spaces. My son can't stand how many stickers are on my laptop, which
yeah.
makes me want to add more stickers to more newer. My laptop is it's not in great shape because it's
Hmm.
my I watch it when I'm doing my customizing hobby. So
Right.
it's got paint spray, it's a mess.
I'm
It's
happy to help.
I'm and so if like there were detonator stickers, I'd definitely put one on my laptop.
There are already. So they were
Yeah,
actually
okay.
they were
Um,
a stretch goal from our first Kickstarter, and everyone who gets the collector's edition gets a pair of the stickers. And I'd be happy to just throw them in for you.
that would
There's
be awesome because
yeah,
I uh sticker if I go to conventions and there's people that have like merch stickers and it
yeah.
intrigued me, sometimes I'll grab one. That doesn't mean they'll all end up on my laptop, but I like having sticker, and so yeah, it's one of those
Well,
goofy. If I do back a
yeah.
Kickstarter, whether it's action figures or comics or whatever, and that's usually part of a prize package, I'm always happy about that. I don't know.
Well,
So
I hope they make the cut for the
um
laptop throne.
oh, I think they probably will. My podcast co-host here, he's got a logo for the custom action figures stuff he makes, and that was the second that was that was the second sticker that I put on the laptop. So
Oh, cool.
um it's uh Well, I was using spray paint one day outside, and I had the laptop I was watching, and I wasn't paying attention to the spray. And
Hmm.
the other day, I closed the laptop and I looked real close. I'm like, there's from a rattle can spray paint. There's a fine mist of black paint over, or dark silver paint over a couple of the stickers. I'm like, oh, I wasn't paying any attention when I was doing that because. And I'm like, oh man, now I need new versions of some of those stickers that I need to.
Hmm.
So I think detonator stickers would help fill in some of those spots on stickers that I don't have replacements for.
They
So
will do their duty and they will protect your laptop.
awesome.
Excellent.
Um,
So
so
with this funding, do you have other projects planned then?
Oh, absolutely. Yes. So I had two comics that I told myself, um, if I can only tell two stories my entire life, like what in comic form, uh, it's going to be Detonator and a very different story I'm working on called Prince Nobody. I obviously I'm hoping I get to pursue this forever. But I also like to be able to eat, and I hope to own property one day. So I can't fund I try to make sure that, well, I don't try, I make sure that my artists are compensated fairly and compensated well. And I'm not going to be able to do this forever unless it's like a career. So there's Detonator, and the other story I wanted to tell is a series I'm working on right now called Prince Nobody, and that is it's a fantasy comic, but instead of having a super broad scope with a million POVs like a Song of Ice and Fire, Game of Thrones, it's a very intimate, over the shoulder character study that follows just one character, and I wanted it to combine the brutal violence and intensity of like God of War 2018, the video game, and the manga Vagabond. Or if you're not familiar with Vagabond, it'd be more similar to things like Vinland Saga and Berserk. I don't want to
Yeah.
take I wanted to take that tone and combine it with a few of my favorite books, which are Small Things Like These and Station 11, and that they're like these melancholy, introspective, post-apocalyptic stories. So I wanted to scratch a very different itch from Detonator, where Detonator is just like explosions, laughter. It's like in your face, really aggressive, and this one has a more somber tone, and it asks a question of if it's ever too late to make up for a wasted life. And like the basic premise, if you'll indulge me, is it's about a young man who's a prince who is told he's like a prophetic child of destiny who's destined to defeat a great evil and bring
oh
about
god,
like an age of prosperity, just like Paul Atreides and Harry Potter and all these other characters. And whenever these characters are told that they're destined for greatness, whether it's true or not, they always just rise to the occasion. They're like, "You are absolutely right, and now I'm going to be a paragon of virtue and do everything right for the rest of my life." Whereas I feel like if a wizard kicked down our doors and told us you're the best and everything and you're a hero, we'd be most people would say, "Sweet, now I can just slack off and everything is going to work out no matter what." And that's what happens in this story. And I want to explore how like sometimes privilege can actually an entitlement can be weaknesses and make you softer. And
I think they really
yeah.
explored that in the Dune series. This is a Dune household.
Oh,
That
okay.
that is my wife's favorite science fiction book.
Oh,
Um,
dang.
when I was deployed in Ukraine,
Mhm.
I got her. She speaks Russian, so I got her a
Right.
Russian copy of Dune.
Oh,
So
wow.
that's the level of Dune that we are in this house. Is we have the book in multiple languages.
That's really
meanwhile,
cool.
his co-host is a fan of Dune from seeing one movie. I've
Yeah,
seen Dune Part One, the
Mhm.
the
The Dead Evil Love
recent.
one. Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah.
I still haven't seen the second one, but I liked it enough that I
Hmm.
watched the whole thing. Which sometimes when I start a movie, if I can say I watched the whole thing, I'm probably in for the sequel. I just haven't
That's
gotten to it yet.
no, I hear you. I hear you. For you, that's high praise.
Yeah.
But yeah, when I was at Brian's house and I saw that they had a shelf full of different books, but
Yeah.
one of those entire shelves was nothing but Frank Herbert books, and I'm
Hmm.
like, wow, this guy really is a Dune fan.
Maybe just a little bit.
It turns out I didn't realize that there were like 20 of those books, and I'm like, wow,
Uh,
that's
there's only no, we don't talk about the all of them because some of them are written by his son. So
Yeah, they get weird.
okay.
if you're a
Um,
purist, you don't go in for the stuff that was written by his son. You only go in for
okay. I'm probably thinking of another series that had like 20 books, but yeah, I remember
probably.
looking at that shelf and there was like there were subtitles or there were like Dune part, and I'm like, wow, I didn't realize that they had such a
Yeah, it's a six,
wide range of sequels.
yeah, there's 6 books in the original series.
Mm.
And I've never seen the original movie, but I understand that that is entertaining at
It is.
least.
I mean,
It's David Lynch,
yeah, it's David Lynch and it's Sting is in it and um yeah,
and
it's
not a lot of clothes,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
to
Um,
put it lightly.
Yeah, that's very true. So
Yeah.
I it's one of my wife's favorite movies. So yeah, definitely appreciate the Dune analogy there for
well,
sure.
Oh,
it
right on.
has Kyle MacLachlan in it. It's bound to
Yeah,
be a little bit batshit crazy. Um,
Absolutely. And
But yeah, they're definitely a Dune household. I didn't know that she had a Russian version of the book that you bought her. It's
that's
funny. I
badass.
didn't even
yeah,
realize it went to quite that level. I guess this is interesting.
yeah.
And,
No,
and,
Um,
and good on you being a good husband while
yeah,
you're away in a war-torn country.
yeah,
Just let me just pick up a nice little souvenir. So
yeah,
that's awesome.
yeah. So definitely enjoy that for sure. So it sounds like
Mhm.
you've got definitely have some projects so we can plan on seeing more stuff from you in the future then hopefully.
Yeah. So Prince Nobody, it's a very ambitious project where Detonator from beginning to end is like roughly 145 pages. Prince Nobody is going to be three parts. And the first part, I wrote the first script is already complete and it's already being drawn. Like the first 60 pages are drawn, but the first script is 175 pages, and I'm going to write two more of them. It's all completely outlined,
Nice.
and I'm going to make sure that the entire story is complete before I die. I want this entire book series to be out. If
Fantastic.
there's any stories I could tell, it'd be Detonator and Prince Nobody.
Excellent.
well, I like this idea
Hmm.
honestly because a lot of times in these stories, this chosen one person is a teenager.
Yeah,
And I like the idea that a teenager would find out they're the chosen one and just freak the fuck out. Like, be like,
yeah,
what the
yeah.
hell? Because I remember when I was a teenager, if anybody had told me I was the chosen one for anything, I would have been like, nope, I'm done. Find a different chosen one. I'm not it. So I like the idea that this guy is not going to rise to the occasion. He's going to be like, well, we're going to see if we can make this shit happen, but I'm going to go about it in my own way because I don't know,
Well,
teenager. I like the
yeah.
heroic aspect, but I really like this take on it where
I
it's
wanted, yeah.
different.
I wanted it to reflect kind of like some more modern sensibilities where I feel like a lot of people of my generation were told if you just put your mind to it, like, well, one, you're special for just being born and you can do
Oh,
anything. You can be the president and an astronaut at the same time.
Yeah.
And also we were like promised that the world was only going to get better and better. And we're finding out that we can't be whatever we want. And we're also inheriting a world that is not great. I think most people would agree.
Yeah.
So I wanted to reflect that in the story, where like this is kind of like the fantasy equivalent of being told that you are special and can be the president and an astronaut. You know.
but
Um,
instead deciding to become like an influencer or something because you're like, well, I can. People are going to listen.
yeah, yeah. Well, I just feel like if you tell someone who hasn't done anything to earn praise. If you praise someone who hasn't done anything to earn it, then they're going to continue to behave the way they are.
Yeah.
And I wanted to. This is a really in-depth character study, and at least in the first of three books, it each chapter it's a prologue and four chapters, and each chapter is a different period in his life, and you see how this prophecy has influenced him, like at different points.
Nice. That sounds
Yeah.
fantastic. So
I would say this sounds really cool. I like this
we're
concept.
kind of getting,
Thank you.
fortunately, into the, like I mentioned earlier, we didn't find out about this until like the
Mhm.
tail end of your Kickstarter. So is are kind of logistics of this Kickstarter, are you going to order to what you're backing, or are you going to have stuff available so people that see this episode and have missed the Kickstarter, are they going to be able to get a hold of this after the Kickstarter?
Yeah, so I'm going to do late pledges for a while. So fulfillment for the PDF rewards is going to be at the end of February. So you have plenty of time for those, and then fulfillment for the physical books is going to. I said July, but I'm aiming to have everything done by April, by early April. So you have plenty of time before then, and even afterwards. If you find this later on, there'll be plenty of opportunities to back the book, and then I should be at the Brooklyn Indie Comic Convention. A Brooklyn Indie Comic Showcase in Industry City. It's usually in April, and I'm most likely going to be there again this year. And I will sell you this book. It's if you like Invincible by Robert Kirkman and the HBO drama Barry, that's kind of like where this meets, and it'll scratch those itches.
Excellent.
Yeah.
JD, you want to tell them about the questionnaire?
Oh, yeah. Hang on. Let me grab my. Okay. Before I grab my phone, because that's where I have the. This was you're familiar with Stephen Colbert?
Yeah.
Again, if you've ever seen when he has a guest on his show and they do the Colbert questionnaire,
Mm-hmm.
it's a bunch of questions that are designed to penetrate to the soul of the person
Oh,
so that
geez.
when the quiz is over, then you'll be known. Okay,
Oh, okay.
now I ripped this off from Stephen Colbert in the first place
Mm-hmm.
one day, and we gave each other like Brian took the quiz first because I
Mm-hmm.
asked the questions, and then I answered the question. And over time, it's evolved a little bit to have
Okay.
some more. We've deleted a couple questions. We've added a couple of our own to make it more specifically for general geekery stuff. But
Mm-hmm.
we've kept all of the best questions off the Colbert questionnaire ones, and those are the ones where people are like, "What the hell?" I have
Okay.
watched so many celebrities on the show take this thing, and they're like, "These are hard questions to answer." So just be
Okay.
prepared to be tripped up a few
I,
times.
I appreciate the warning, and I've never watched Colbert, so I have no idea what I'm in for.
Oh,
Fair.
all right. Well, this is
I
fun.
kind of to me, I'm just anticipating like a Blade Runner replicant interrogation, and I'm frightened.
It's not too far off of that. Uh,
Um,
Okay.
but one of the things that we've found is that number one, we've had a myriad of different guests on the show, from toy creators to artists to action figure customizers, collectors, and
Hmm.
everybody has said that they've enjoyed taking the quiz.
Hmm.
And it for the people that for like the 16 people that watched the show, we've gotten a lot of positive response from this. I mean, my mom she'll when I put a no new show up, she'll say, "Did your guest take the questionnaire?"
Okay.
And if it did, then she will watch the episode to watch the person take the test. Other than that, she's like, "I didn't watch that. I didn't watch that last one. I didn't watch that one. You guys didn't do the question. You didn't have a guest, so I won't watch it."
Okay. All right.
she
Well,
doesn't need to listen to us natter on about our toys for a while.
all of us
Um,
want more views, so I am ready. I will do
um,
it.
And
all
then
right, sweet.
start it.
We'll take turns answering. We'll take turns asking the questions, and then we'll just it's we like the organic conversation that goes with it. So
Right on.
All right. So the first question:
Mhm.
what is the best sandwich?
Oh man. Okay. So I mean, there isn't just one answer to this because it's like, what are you in the
Oh,
mood for? But for me, I would say I'm going to give you two answers, and that's as far as I can whittle it down.
hey, sometimes you can't pick just one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, I like to do. I like to make. Yeah, yeah. So I'll do skirt steak with caramelized onions and sweet and hot peppers with a garlic aioli on on a garlic focaccia or a garlic sourdough. That's you know what I would say that is the best sandwich. But runners up, I really like it's a really bougie sandwich spot. Or I'm not exaggerating. They're like freaking $30 a pop. Salt Tanks French dip is really good.
Ooh,
I'm
that's
gonna do a third one. I'm
That
going
sounds
crazy.
good. I don't know. I like French dip. I've never heard of that brand, but man, that sounds good right
You
now.
gotta. Also, I'm doing it. I'm being obnoxious and choosing a third. Peanut butter, banana, and Nutella with a little honey. I'm
oh,
done.
that sounds good. Yeah. I
I
love Nutella overseas, so
I thought for sure the next word was going to be jelly, and I was going to have to make a gagging noise. And I'm glad that we can avoid that, because, in my opinion, I like peanut butter, I like jelly. Nary
Not
the two
together.
shall meet. It is an
Okay.
abomination.
jelly is fucking awesome.
You made a huge mistake asking me about food. I will never stop talking about food.
No, that's I like that you gave us like different answers because you're
Yeah.
like I can't pick just one. So
I hear you.
All right. What is one thing that you own that you should really throw out?
I don't know. Let me think about that because I'm pretty merciless. I throw out so much stuff. I'm just gonna look around real fast. Um, you know, I don't think I should. I have Oh, okay. Yes, kind of. I need to just give them away to somebody. But I love running. Running is one of my biggest passions, and
woof woof.
I yeah, I love it. I guess I'm a masochist, but I have these things called goos, which are like energy gels by Gatorade that have electrolytes in them and like sugar. And I was concerned that as I started ramping up my mileage, that I was going to need them or I'd melt and die while I ran. But that's not the case. And I think, contrary to whatever anyone says, I think they all taste like shit. And I just have a big pile of them. So
What are you supposed to do? Are you supposed to? Is it like
It's like gel that
I'll
you just
show you. They're like little. They look almost like ketchup packets, and you just like
yeah.
keep one in your pocket or two, and then you just like tear it open and suck
and
it
you
down
just
while you're
like
running.
with your okay, so you don't mix it with any, you don't put it in anything.
No,
You just
Your
no,
mouth.
no. You just
okay,
suffer.
because I'm one of those people that I will eat condiment packages because I don't give a shit,
Mhm.
sometimes. But I didn't realize that Gatorade made such things. That's
Oh
a
yeah.
little bit of a thing.
Yep.
Um,
Yeah, no, I used to keep some in a go bag when I worked overseas. So
Oh, okay. You get it.
yeah.
and
What
yeah,
flavor?
I don't even remember what they were. It's just like whatever I could get my hands on, just stick in a pouch in a go bag, and I don't even think I ever looked at them again, and just
Mm,
ended up throwing all that stuff away.
okay.
I I did not know that those are, and I'm a little bit amused by it. That's kind of, and yes, you are a masochist. Running people, good on you, but holy shit, y'all are crazy.
I get that a lot,
It
and
hurts.
I cannot argue with that.
It hurts.
What else do you guys have?
All right, let's see. What is the scariest animal?
Just okay. So you're gonna see a pattern here, but I would say I forgot which breed of tick it is, but there is a tick that upon being bit by it, you will gain a meat allergy, and
Ooh.
What?
I would yeah
That's
I don't know what
awful.
I would do. I don't know if I'd have the will to go on if I
Right?
couldn't have like a ribeye or like a butter chicken.
I
Oh
always joke that if I ever become lactose intolerant, I'm still gonna eat cheese and it'll be worth it.
yeah.
But just the idea of becoming allergic to meat and not being able to consume any.
Horrifying.
I can't handle that. I
I
can't.
think,
I don't
yeah,
like vegetables except in salad. So I don't.
Yeah, that's
I
horrible. That sounds
that's horrible. I didn't
right.
know that such
I'm
a thing
sorry.
existed.
I'm sorry to bring this to your attention, guys. I
No, I've learned something brand new, and wow, I know ticks can be scary. Like there's a lot of health shit that they can, but
yeah.
this is the most horrific version of it I've seen
I think that
or
I would
that I've
just
heard of so far.
I
Wow.
think that would just be like my equivalent of seppuku. Like if I knew I had that, I would just like go out to like a stoic and peaceful spot and have my final ribeye and
yeah.
just that's how it would go. I'd
Yeah.
go.
Yeah. Can't blame you there. All right.
Yeah.
The next question is
Yeah.
coffee. How do you take it?
I don't. I don't drink coffee. I didn't consume caffeine for like almost a decade, and people just assumed I was an alien. But
Yeah.
I recently just got back into matcha, and I'm obsessed with matcha. I took a trip to Japan, and it reignited my love for matcha. And actually, I used to work at Starbucks, and I tried literally everything on the menu, and I did not like it. I thought I would never like coffee, but my girlfriend actually she got me a coffee today that I actually enjoyed, and I'm very confused.
All
My entire
right,
life is a
tell us
lie.
about this coffee
I
that
don't.
has suddenly possibly converted you.
It was like we were in Manhattan for a date in the morning today, and it was like a hojicha infused coffee. Like it was coffee and hojicha together, and I don't know. She just hands me things and goes try this. And even though I know I probably won't because I don't like beer, I barely like drinking it all as is, and I don't like coffee, but she'll just shove things in front of me. And
What in the hell is a hojicha?
it's a type of tea. I'm gonna double check and make sure I'm not slandering. Yeah, it's a type
I
of
just
green tea.
That's
I just learned the new 7 syllable word or something. That sounds I don't know how it's spelled, but I can imagine it's spelled completely differently than what you just said. A little bit like
uh,
ayahuasca,
yeah,
you
it's kind
know.
of funny because I mean you don't traditionally you don't see a lot of people that work in EMS that are not horribly addicted to caffeine.
I get it.
I
I all of my partners think I'm insane.
Yeah. I used to say that I was at work one time and we were a bunch of us were talking and my supervisor asked one
Mm-hmm.
of the other paramedics, is like, how do you take your coffee? And he's like, I don't drink coffee. And I was just standing there and like, I don't trust any paramedic that doesn't drink coffee. And my supervisor was like, yes, that right
Yeah.
there.
Yeah. I get that a lot. You know, I'm on a 12-hour unit, and I have a consistent single partner, but whenever he calls out, or I do overtime, I work with different people, and
Yeah.
the coffee thing comes up, and they're always just like, "What are you?" Like,
It is very rare for somebody to be in EMS and not horribly addicted to caffeine. So,
yeah.
JD,
All right. Let's see. Have you ever asked someone for their autograph?
Oh yeah. I would say I'm not. I don't autographs. I don't really care about signatures that much, but I really like getting to meet artists and writers whose work I love. So I go to Comic Con all the time,
nice.
and or just local signings. I was supposed to actually. I can't make it now. This upcoming Thursday, Scott Snyder has a signing at Midtown Comics for the new Joker issue of Absolute Batman, and I wanted to go especially because mild spoilers, but Dick Grayson has been teased in the books, and he is an EMT.
Oh,
And I wanted to go to Scott and just be like, "Hey, by the way, I'm a paramedic. If you want any input, wink, wink." Um, so yeah, I'd say my favorite interaction was probably meeting Rick Remender. I didn't even expect to see him at the con, and then me and him had like a half-hour conversation, and he's just the nicest guy, bursting with creativity, and he's just so inspiring to talk to. And I felt like I could write an entire library of scripts after I spoke with him. Super
nice.
cool.
Yeah, that's
Nice.
fantastic when you get to meet somebody like that,
Yeah.
have an interaction like that.
Hmm.
Let's see here. What do you think happens when we die?
Oh, it's just like a really light question. All right.
Yeah, I was gonna say no. This not one of our more thought provoking
Yeah,
questions,
no.
right? Um,
Um, hmm. I don't know. I mean, I I tend to be more of like an atheist or an agnostic in that like I have no idea what is out there that we can't comprehend that may or
same.
may not exist.
I'm
But
agnostic. I
yeah,
truly believe our feeble minds can't. We can't handle it. We can't.
Yeah.
We're not meant to understand it. I like the pursuit of it. That's a neat
yeah,
idea, but it's too much. We're not supposed to understand it.
yeah. No, I agree, and I think I just I rather just try not to be a jerk while I'm here, and then I don't know
This
if
right here, this.
I hope that regardless of what happens, I get a nice break in between whatever's next. You know,
Sure.
I'd love to get a full 8 hours of sleep.
Yeah, it's funny you should say that because I was talking to one of the captains at work, and
Hmm.
being on mobile crisis response, one of the questions we have to ask as part of a suicide severity scale,
Hmm.
and one of the questions is, do you ever feel like you want to go to sleep and not wake up?
Yeah, yeah.
And I told him, I'm like, this is the older I get and the longer I do this job,
Hmm.
this is not a very good assessment question because if I went to sleep right now and never woke up, I might just catch up on my sleep.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I
Oh my god,
I can
that's
relate.
so dark.
I can
Um,
relate. Not a cry for help. I love my life.
Yeah, exactly.
um,
Yeah, it's like I don't want to kill myself. I
But
just want
just
to sleep and not wake up. I think that'd be fantastic.
yeah.
um.
The JD's about to institutionalize us.
No. I think there's people that would think, well, at least he's not snoring anymore. I
Nice.
don't, I don't. If I fall asleep without the thing on,
Hmm.
then the kid. Luckily, my oldest always has headphones and is always listening to something. Otherwise, when I was a kid, we used to make jokes about the way my grandmother snores, but apparently it's genetic and runs in the
Ah,
family because my dad has the same. I'm like, oh, so that really bit me in the ass.
dang.
Yeah.
So
So join us.
no,
Sleep forever.
I can go with that
Right.
darkness. Plus, tired all the time. I'm sick of being tired all the time.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, once you said you were a dad, I just assumed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, GD.
All right. Let's see. Mm, favorite action movie.
Hmm. Dang. Okay.
Hard
It's
on general.
a tie. It's a tie. It's a tie between Die Hard and Fury Road, Mad Max.
Ooh, yeah.
The Raid 2 is up there as well, but I'd say that those are my top two: Die Hard and Mad Max Fury Road. Um,
Yeah. I absolutely love the Fury Road. I thought that was fantastic.
wasn't
I
it?
started it. I didn't finish it. I should
Oh
go
my
back.
god!
I might need to give that one another chance. I
Yeah.
may not have given it an entirely fair chance in the first place, but after a half an hour, I'm like, I'm not getting any younger. All right, I'm gonna fight. But that may have just been me just not being in the mood to watch such a movie. I should probably give it another chance.
Yeah. No, I thought it
Uh,
was great. I mean, I grew up with the Mel
Hmm.
Gibson Road Warriors, and I thought
the
this
only one of those I've ever seen is Beyond Thunderdome.
Hmm.
not a
So
good one to start with.
Yeah, bad first impression.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So,
I was working at Blockbuster at the time.
Okay.
So the only we had they had the Mad Max, the first one, and they had Beyond Thunderdome. I think they had the second one. Which one wasn't called Mad Max?
Road Warrior.
Okay, so I remember the VHS covers for the three movies. Beyond Thunderdome was the one that was not always rented out. That
Hmm.
might be the reason I started with that one, and
Yeah.
there might be a reason why it wasn't always rented out.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so.
Um,
Yeah, if it's the one with Tina Turner on the front, yeah, you started at the wrong time. The first two are definitely the best. And although like Fury Road, I thought was fantastic too. So
Oh
Did you
yeah,
guys see the sequel or the prequel or whatever it was with what's her name, Anya Taylor Joy?
Furiosa. It
Yeah,
wasn't. She was great in it, and so was Hemsworth, but I didn't like it that much.
yeah, I haven't,
yeah. I was curious how that would. I haven't heard much great, so
yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't see it. What is your favorite smell?
Oh man. Okay. I'm glad I'm not the only one that thinks about this. I would say either the smell of old books,
Oh yeah, absolutely.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
or like I also really like the smell of. Do you guys eat mandarins?
Mhm.
oh yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah.
love when you like pop it open and you have that like citrus blast in your face. I love that.
I like that when I get lemons too, and I sniff them.
Yeah, it's
Oh.
nice.
Yeah, we have.
Now, on the other side of the coin, what is your least favorite smell?
I know a lot of bad smells because of our profession, Brian. Um,
Brian said,
Yeah, it's like I I answered it when I took it. I answered it burning flesh.
yeah, that's it's
yeah,
not a great
we've had
one.
a few guests on that have done the medical field, and they can all agree. And I'm vaguely familiar with it enough to know that I never want to be really familiar with it.
Yeah,
I mean,
I
burning flesh
uh,
is not ideal. It's
burning
not the
flesh
worst
for
one.
dead blood was the other one. The first time I smelled dead blood was horrible.
Yeah,
Ugh.
man. So I would say the worst one for me is one time I had a patient who was covered in like uh dried blood and dried feces, and they were throwing both at me. I would say that that was
Jesus.
I don't want to get that as a cologne or an incense anytime soon.
That does not need to be a scented candle from yeah from Bed Bath and Beyond anytime soon. We do not need a scented candle of burning feces and blood. So
Yeah, my partner, my EMT partner, when we had that job, this was like right before COVID. He actually he quit. He actually that was his last BLS like shift he ever worked.
Whoa. Talk about wait, did you know about COVID? No, you didn't know about COVID yet.
No, no. I
So
although
know about
with
I
hepatitis. So
I will say just like a little Easter egg that I usually share in interviews, the Detonator. Um, Once you read it, you'll see that people gain their superpowers through a flu, a pandemic that spread. Because I thought like I looked at the world today and I thought, you know, a superhero wouldn't really, someone with super strength wouldn't really be that relevant to like fixing the world's problems. What kind of world would need someone like that? And a world where a pandemic hit that gave a portion of its survivors superpowers is far more destabilized and chaotic, and you would need superheroes.
nice.
So
holy shit,
I,
what a
I
great premise.
Yeah.
right, thank you. And I don't get to explore
Whoa.
it very much. It's just like it's like background dressing. I wanted to explore it more, but it's not relevant to like the two characters, so it's just there. Um, but
My
initially,
spin-off series.
no,
I was gonna say,
we'll
wait a
see.
minute. This sounds like an idea for like, I don't know, getting people to, maybe pitch ideas of their own, like spin-offs. Yeah, so
Maybe
right, yeah.
we'll
I
see.
was
But
Franchise.
initially, the flu was called the Shanghai flu and came out of China, and then COVID actually happened,
Yes.
and
oh
I had to reach out to my editor, not my editor, my letterer, and say, so gonna have a
we
slight
need to make a
change.
change.
We're gonna make this flu came from the most inoffensive country ever. It is from Canada now. It is the Yukon flu. So that is my very long answer.
Fair.
That's funny. That's
About the worst smell.
awesome. Huh.
Yeah.
Right. What was your first concert?
Oh, so I was a late bloomer. I didn't go to my first concert until my 21st birthday, and I really liked this Eastern European band called Beirut,
Okay.
and they're like an indie they're like an indie folk band that has like big brass horns with a lot of like European influence, and they were my first. Not who I expected to be my first. I thought I would see like My Chemical Romance or Metallica, but I loved it. Yeah.
Um, soda or pop?
Oh man, I know people really get into this.
Girls,
That's
I
why
know.
it's on
Yeah.
here.
I mean,
This tends to be one of the most heated questions we ask.
I don't know. I hope you guys can forgive me. I don't even really outside of seltzer. I don't really drink soda. So, but it's called soda in Brooklyn. All right. If you call it pop, people are gonna look at you like you're a body snatcher. You know.
It,
I
it is
I like pop though. I think it's kind of charming and old timey.
It
yeah,
is old timey. That's what. Yeah, you're right. There's a charm to the old timiness, and I think that's why it's the right answer.
yeah,
Yeah.
Um,
and it's super regional. It's
Yes.
yeah, so, yeah.
what is the most used app on your phone?
Hmm. Let me look at this guy. Uh, I would say it's either Strava for running,
Okay.
which is like it's like a running tracking app. Actually, no, that's what I want it to be, but it's not the real answer. No, I'm on Reddit. I'm on Reddit way too much. I'm like talking about comic books on Reddit all the time.
That's it's I think we I like the question, but most of the time the guests that we have on are creators, and
Mhm.
they're like, it's the social media to promote
Mhm.
my whatever product, and it's like it,
But I love that we got the running app. We're like
yeah.
asterisk.
Yeah,
But I'd
There's
rather it be
also yeah.
yeah,
not.
yeah.
I feel like
I
there's
gotta
the
be
really
honest.
responsible answer,
Yeah.
and then the other, and then the real answer,
It's
and I
like
like
me trying to be impressive. Yeah, my running app and my calorie counter.
Yeah. No, I like that. Perfect.
it. Um, um, what song plays when you walk on screen?
Ooh, shit. I didn't think you'd be asking that. That's not fair. You weren't kidding. Some of these are
Yeah.
interesting and like surprising.
Yeah.
This is a lot of fun. I've never had an interview do this before. Hmm.
I said
Yeah, that's why we like this. We like doing this segment every time we have a guest.
we,
Um,
we've never had anybody say no. Everybody that's taken it's absolutely loved it,
Mm-hmm.
and the people that watch the show absolutely love seeing it too.
and
So
I really like learning really random shit from people. I like to know some non-hobby stuff, and this thing allows for all kinds of really random shit. So
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, absolutely. What song? So like in this scenario, I imagine it's like entrance music that's like sports or wrestling esque.
yeah,
exactly,
You're trying to get
yes,
people hyped.
yeah.
exactly.
Um, hmm.
Or what do you hear in your own head when you walk in the room and you're like, "Yeah, I'm kicking it." Yeah. Like I'm the main character today. Damn it.
Yeah, you're walking
Um,
into, you get called. So scenario, scene safe, BSI.
Oh, BSI scene safety, number of patients.
Yep.
Uh,
You're walking in, unconscious, unresponsive. You walk in, and there's your theme song.
um. Oh well, I mean, this is a fucked up one for that. But I was gonna say like Four Horsemen by Metallica, but like that's not what
Hey,
you want to
oh,
hear.
yeah, yeah, perfect. I love it. There you go.
Yeah.
um,
Like that is you definitely don't want to hear like that or for whom the bell tolls when you're trying to like resuscitate somebody.
Yeah, I had
uh
a hanging the other day, and going back to
mhm,
the station, and it was Alice Cooper's "Hey Stupid." I'm like, boy,
mhm.
that's ironic.
Yeah, yeah, ouch.
Yeah. JD.
okay. um, all right. Let's
Oh wait,
see.
no, no. Oh, that's me. Sorry.
Mhm.
Um,
Ah,
what number am I thinking of?
69.
But no,
I'm a
69,
5-year-old. I'm a
dude.
5-year-old at times.
that's fine. I would. I'm disappointed that nobody's answered that, used that particular answer yet.
Oh.
Well, you know what? I'm really shocked they haven't because
Uh,
as soon as he said it, that's why I quoted Bill and Ted because I'm like, how has nobody fucking said that yet?
I
That's
know,
weird.
because
Excellent.
I do have an answer for that. We will tell you after the show, and it is a
Okay.
good answer. So
Okay. I'm
And when I
intrigued.
tell you, you're gonna kick yourself.
Okay.
Um, let's see. Describe the rest of your life in 5 words.
Hmm. Hmm. All right. I'll get back to you in an hour. Now,
Hey, this is another interesting question where we've had people just like boom, 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 rattle it off, and then
okay.
other times people are like, we are stuck on this one for a while.
No, I got this. I think. I would say uh fulfilling, fun, stimulating, improving, and challenging.
Perfect. Love it.
Yeah.
Running is so much a part of three of those that I think you'll get your wish as long as you're going to keep being a masochist.
I'm literally going for a run right after this.
All right.
All
All
right.
right.
I can quit whenever I want. I don't have a problem.
Dude, it's winter time. Come on, man. Be sensible. Um, you're gonna need what if you need a medic out there? I don't know. I'm just saying.
I'll die happy.
Yeah. As long as one of my coworkers isn't responding on me. Yeah. Aisle or window seat?
Oh, I would say that I'm a sick bastard, and I could like sit on a 23-hour flight. The first country I ever went to was New Zealand,
Yeah,
and it's a really long flight. I think
it is.
ours was like delayed, and it was like 23 hours between connecting flights. And
Yep.
I didn't even sleep. I just read and watched shows the entire time. Like I finished an entire book. So I'll do aisle, and I'll let whoever I'm with enjoy the view. Yeah.
Fair enough. I was a remote duty medic for 12 years and worked
Uh,
overseas. And so I did a lot of flying and
hmm
I absolutely fucking hate the aisle seat. So
Oh, okay. Well, I got to pick your brain after this because I'm I'm certified to practice in New York, but I'm actually my partner and I on the ambulance we're looking to get nationally registered,
mhm.
and then I'm thinking of going crit care and
Yep,
then becoming a rescue medic. If The only thing that's stopping me is my attendance is awful, so I need to actually show up to work.
yeah, we can definitely talk about that.
Yeah.
All right. JD.
Okay. Best action figure.
So yeah,
I know you're not a collector, but
Yeah, yeah.
did you have one when you were a kid, maybe?
Yeah, yeah. I had the T-Rex from Jurassic Park that had like a detachable chunk of its rib cage, its flank.
fuck yeah.
And I love that. And
Dino damage is what Kenner called it.
Yeah.
Dino
that's
damage. I
that's
remember
cool.
those commercials. I had some of those toys. I was a dinosaur kid. So when Jurassic Park came along,
Yeah.
holy shit, I was a teenager and I'm like,
Heaven.
oh my God. I was like, my dinosaur thing from when I was a kid can now continue. So
Awesome,
and to this
man.
day, I'm a giant nerd over the Jurassic franchise. So
As you should be.
We're gonna skip the next question. It's the we save this one for our customizers, which is what's the
Okay.
favorite custom that you've done? So name one geek grail that you would like to own. Money is no object. Any 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 vein of geek grail.
Okay. Yeah. So money's not an object, and it's something that I would own. Like obviously, like if it was like something to aspire to, I really want to like write on like Spider-Man or Batman. But if it's a grail of something that I will own,
Yes.
uh, I would say I would like fuck it. Yeah, no, I want the Matt Reeves Batmobile, like the Batman 2022. I want a functional armored Dodge Charger 1969 with a jet engine strapped to the fucking back. That is what I want.
you know
Hey,
what? I haven't seen that movie, and I kind of want one of those.
yeah,
So
It's so sick.
I think that's a
really,
perfectly legitimate answer. I mean, mine was a hero. So Scream used Iron Man Mark III armor from the first Iron Man movie. So
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
a good answer. I
we're
can't.
we're bougie. We're
Dude, I wanted either a screen used or a close replica of the Hamunaptra, the Book of the Dead from the Mummy. So, because I want to
Oh,
be able to read
cool.
from it,
Yeah.
maybe without the summoning shit part, but whatever.
Mm,
The world's
okay.
shit anyways. What's the difference?
Might as well add some
Um,
some undead.
yeah, exactly.
All right, JD.
Um, hang on.
This one will work. This next question
Okay.
is more
No,
appropriate.
yeah. Who is your favorite comic book artist? It's
My
understandable if you can't pick just one. Um,
Yeah, I would say I have like a handful that I love.
That's
Obviously, Daniel Warren Johnson is incredible. He's one of the modern masters, and I love his work. I also love Wes Craig of Deadly Class fame. Um, Nick Dragotta or Dragata, because every interview they call him something else, and I just don't know. I love his work. Greg Capullo's great. Fiona Staples.
yes.
Uh, J.H. Williams. I know you asked for one, and I'm just going crazy.
go
Uh,
for it.
Absolutely.
and then I would say if I had to choose, those are. Oh, and Becky Cloonan's also incredible. Um, and then if I had to choose, like on the manga side, I love Takahiko Inoue, who draws Vagabond, and uh, and Tatsuki Fujimoto, who draws Chainsaw Man. And I'm finally done.
Nice. All right. What is your favorite music soundtrack?
Ooh, that's a really good one. I listen to a lot of soundtracks because I'm a Dungeons and Dragons nerd and I run a campaign and I'm constantly trying to incorporate different music.
Ah,
Um, my favorite, you said like specifically movie soundtrack.
yes.
Okay, because I would like go like video
Or
game or something.
stage musical, that'd be okay. Or video game sound, whatever.
Hmm. Yeah, I shit, man, this is tough.
It
I
sure
really,
is.
I really like Princess Mononoke. I think Joe Hisaishi, the composer for most of Studio Ghibli's work, is up there, and he just has great tracks from across his films, like Kiki's Delivery Service and Princess Mononoke. I'd say like something in that vein.
All right.
Those are my favorites. Super calm.
Excellent.
Hmm.
I need to see Princess Mononoke someday.
It's probably my favorite film.
My kid and I, my oldest, loves anime, so there's a lot we watch, but we haven't seen that. I haven't seen that one yet, but
It's a
I'll add
classic.
it to the list.
Awesome.
All right,
Um, and who is your favorite superhero?
Oh, well, this is a basic answer, but it's an honest one. And he's my favorite character in all of fiction, and it's Batman. Um, he is he's just the best character there ever was, and it's not just because he puts on a bat suit and suplexes clowns. Um, I just love the idea of someone who endured unspeakable pain and trauma and turns it into fuel so that no one else has to suffer like he does. To turn suffering into meaning and purpose. And if you strip away the bat suit and all the cool gadgets, that's what he is, and that's what I love about him.
fantastic. And you know what? I'm
Mhm.
gonna throw in a bonus question. It's a question
Sure.
that we ended up taking out of the questionnaire
Hmm.
a couple of years ago because not enough people knew it. But
Yeah.
being a D&D nerd,
You know what? You're right. He
Hmm.
did. He's perfect to actually ask this question and actually get
Ooh.
an answer.
so the bonus
Okay.
question is, what
Mhm.
is your personal character alignment?
Um, Probably chaotic good. Yeah.
Aha! I like it.
Ah,
I like it. I picked chaotic neutral because I am chaotic, but
yeah, I picked chaotic
I
neutral.
don't. I like.
Okay.
I'm middle of the road with most things in my life. Kind of. That's where I want to exist because excitement usually means something really shitty is happening, and I don't want to. But
Oh, okay. Fair
I don't.
enough.
It's
But
I can't tell you how nice it is to be able to ask that question again because it's like I that's one of my questions that I put in there, and I
Yeah,
said
yeah.
we've got so many geeks, this will go over well, and it's
Yeah, listen, ask me anything D&D related. I will answer.
we had so many
uh
people go what? I'm like I don't know if we can be
You
friends
just
fuck.
anymore.
you just got to end the you got to end the podcast right then and there. Like you're off the
Like
show.
yeah, we're
How
done.
dare you?
Yeah.
It was one of those where we're like, we kind of thought it was just a more universal sort of.
And with all the memes that you see in social media,
Yeah.
like I
And it's
just
so popular nowadays.
that
Yeah, that's what we kind of thought. And then we had
Yeah.
like 8 guests in a row that even if they were aware of Dungeons and Dragons, they didn't know that it wasn't part of their geek zeitgeist. And
Mm.
so we actually took it off the list. We're like, maybe eventually we'll have somebody on that can answer it. And
Ah, man. Well,
finally,
I'm glad that
finally,
I was able to bring that back with you guys.
yeah,
that's
It's
awesome.
awesome.
Um,
Yeah.
so you said you run a campaign, or you're the DM, I'm guessing. Then,
Yeah, yeah.
if you were a player, what would your uh, what um,
What class would I be?
yeah,
Yeah, I got you.
that's the word.
Well, that's the real fantasy because I'm a forever DM, and it's probably never going to happen. But whenever I do get to play, I often just pick a human fighter, and a lot of people think that's boring. But I feel like if you need to like play whatever you want, play whatever makes you happy. But if you need to slap horns and scales and magic on a character, they're probably not that interesting. So
interesting
bring
take.
it.
I've tried DMing.
Mhm.
I wasn't great at it. There's an awful lot of math, and holy shit, there's a lot of prep time. And no,
Yeah.
doing this podcast, we realized we kind of suck at prep time. Um, so I was just curious. Yeah, lots of math with the DMing.
Math is my arch enemy. It's the greatest villain in our campaign.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, no, med math. Ugh. Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh my God. For any medics listening, you just reminded me. When I was on rotations to become a medic, we were constantly like drilled about our med math and all the medications we administer, and the one we all feared was dopamine.
Yep.
Because of how it's administered and like figuring out the dopamine clock.
Yep.
And I remember like all of us asking our preceptor on a medic rotation, like, so how do you calculate dopamine? And this guy just looks at me and goes, I just fucking run it until they're better. So
I
I
did dopamine
yeah.
once in 25 years, and
Mhm.
that's what I did. Titrate to effect.
Same,
how,
same. I only had
how
to
do
do it one
you
time too, post arrest.
you said how it's administered for people that like me who have no idea. I think I know what dopamine is, but I'm really curious, how is it administered?
It's a vasopressor that is administered IV, and it is you to calculate the dose. It's milligrams per kilogram per minute.
Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's
So there's like cross multiplication, and there's like you said, there's a dopamine clock. So you have to figure out how many milligrams are in the bag and how many milliliters of fluid are in the bag, and then you figure out how many milligrams per kilogram per minute you're going to give, and then it's a thing.
Yeah, it's a thing. We could do a
this
whole
is one of
podcast on
many
dopamine.
reasons why I say I'm really thankful for your service, that you all do what you do, because the
Thank
vast
you.
majority of us could not do it, and we would not be here without people doing your job. So, utmost respect, because holy shit, the rest of the world, we wouldn't function because we're just not capable of it. And now you've given me another reason why I know I could never do it. There's too much math.
And
The math
Fuck
is the least fun part.
fractions.
and
Um,
with that is this episode of General Geekery. We want to keep it. We could go all day, literally. I mean, most
Mhm.
of our episodes are 2 hours, but for people that we're trying to promote their product, we try and keep the episodes short so people will pay attention. So
Right.
the Kickstarter, there is a link to the Kickstarter in the show notes. Please go take a look at that. Please look at the all the different options. It does end in 3 days. However, as James has said, that he's taken late pledges. I think this is a fantastic thing to back. I've already backed it. JD said he's going to back it for some stickers as well. So
I'm gonna get the comics too,
one of
but
my
You're getting the stickers for free added in there. Only for JD. Sorry, listeners.
fair enough.
thank you.
One of my coworkers has already backed it. So
Awesome.
yeah. So
And
go
I'm
go
glad you're funded. That's cool. You don't have to worry
yeah.
about that. So,
Yeah, and it's
Me
already
too. Me
funded.
too.
So that is always a concern for people backing Kickstarters. Like, is this gonna fund? It is fun.
Yeah. No, it's coming.
So yeah, it'll be a thing. Um, I've got a link to James' Instagram in the show notes as well. So take a look at that. And as always, please do that fun social media stuff. Like, share, subscribe, comment below. And thanks for watching.
Yeah.
thanks
Thank you.
everybody, and
And thank
thanks
you
for
for
being
having me
on the
on.
show with us. It was fun.
Yeah, it really was. You guys asked great questions and it made me feel right at home. It's awesome.
Awesome. And thanks for being on.